Now, my first exposure to the Earth not being a spinning ball, flying around the sun with Babylonian god planets and Pluto, my first exposure was that I was in an instrument class and in the Army, and I remember coming across the statement, for the gyroscope. Now, the gyroscope is a very important instrument. It's one of your most important for flight. And because it'll give you the artificial horizon, and if that artificial horizon doesn't work, a lot of times, if you're counting on it, how would you know it's not working? And you could have no visibility at all, and it could kill you. So you've got to know when that thing's not working. But when it is working, all is well, because it gives you the horizon from the time you took off till the time you land. Now, in this class, I ran across the statement about the gyroscope, provided a flat, stationary, non-rotating Earth. Now, I remember when I come across that, I says, "Excuse me, where do you get one of those?" And we launched a discussion, in 1978 about the Earth being flat, and we had the same horse laughs in there as everybody else. And we had a couple of guys that swore that the Earth was flat, and everybody else was just crucifying them for thinking that. And I was just amazed. I was sort of on the side of the globies, because that's all I'd been taught. But at the same time, I'm thinking, well, how in the world is this thing only going to work on a flat, stationary, non-rotating Earth? That doesn't make sense. And then they shut us down after about 15 minutes of discussion and told us to be quiet. And they said, there's only 2 questions on the test. No matter what you do with those 2 questions, just get the rest of them right. Okay. All right. 2 questions. And I got them both right. But I had to be a flat earther to do it. They were seeing me coming. You get this look, they keep glancing over, and, they nod to each other and everything. I'm sitting there, I'm cooked, and they said, "Mr. Anderson, would you like to ride up front with us?" Yeah, of course I would. The one thing I did need was sleep. I needed it bad, man. And I'd been partying, and it was terrible. So, but I couldn't pass. And I sat up on the jump seat between the pilot and co-pilot, a major and a captain, in the Air Force. And we went back to Honolulu. Now, in this flight, this is crazy, because we get through 20,000 feet, and it's 10:30 at night. We get through 20,000 feet, and the sun comes back up. And I'm looking at it thinking, what's with that? So when we get to 41,000 feet, the sun's over there up, and it's blazing. And, so I had a few questions, all right? And these 2 pilots are looking at me like, here it comes. I says, "Hey, excuse me, this is beautiful, first of all. 41,000 feet. I don't get here very often. Never been back. Okay, but this is great. You can see the curvature of the Earth." And the major, the pilot, he turned to me and says, "Where? Show me." And I won't go into too much detail, but he says, "Look, the sun's not going down." He says, "You saw the sun come back up, right?" I said, "Yeah. What's with that?" He says, "Well, it's not going back down all night. You're going to see it off the left side. It's going to come around off the nose, and by Honolulu tomorrow morning, it's going to be about 2 o'clock off the nose, and it'll be coming up." Really? What about the spin of the Earth? And the captain over there in the co-pilot seat, he looked at me and says, "Spin?" He says, "The Earth don't spin. You don't read your Bible?" Now, that shut me up big time right there, because I hadn't read the Bible ever, okay? So I didn't know what it said. Don't you read your Bible? Okay, great. You got my work cut out for me. So we get to Honolulu, and, the only thing that spun on me when we got to Honolulu was my head, because I saw the sun all night. It didn't go down. The Earth ain't spinning, and there's no curve. So I get out of the plane, and he says, "Oh, one more thing." He says, if the Earth is supposed to be round, like they say, okay, it's 8 inches per mile squared. That's the math on the curvature. Go find it. Look for it and go find it. The first thing I did was I got up the next day and I went out to the North Shore, and I was looking for Kauai because I'd seen it before. And there it is, Kauai, 108 miles away. It's 5,400 feet high, so it's above. Well, first of all, it should be below about 400 feet below the horizon. Okay, and I could see all the way to the beach on Kauai from 108 miles away. And so now here I am. You know, I'm a bona fide flat earther because I can't deny it. I can't deny it. And see, that's the problem with flat earthers. They go out and look, and now they come back, and they're surrounded by globe heads, and they get the horse's ass laughter. They get, you're a flat